to show you how to navigate the system when you're creating a new activity. So this activity is a P3 topic on alternative diets. So if I start off by giving it a title, I could give it a title, for example, what is an alternative diet? Just as an example. Save that. Summary or objective, what we want the teacher to achieve in this activity. So I'll start with objective is to learn new vocabulary related to alternative diets. Save. Then my intro, so how I'll start the activity off, I want a few questions. So, for example, I could start off with, what is your diet like? Good or bad? And then I'd want to ask a couple more questions, but just to get us started in our intro. Then, in our first stage of the activity, I'm going to put a short video from YouTube. So if I go in to add this video, go into YouTube, find a short video. I found a video here. It's a bit longer than I'd like, but just as an example, it's 3 minutes. I'd probably go for one a bit shorter, but just because I've got it here ready, I want to copy and paste the link. Copy. Back to my activity. Paste the link here. Give it a title, which will be Alternative Diets, and save that. That's now saved in the activity. Then to give the teacher some instructions of what to call this activity, I'll call this video. Easy. And if I give the teacher some instructions on what to do, I'll just put in watch video and ask your students these CCQs or concept check questions, and then I'll choose a few questions related to the video to put in there. So it might be, for example, first question could be, what different diets were mentioned, just to see if they understood that part. Oops. Mentioned. And then I might ask one or two extra questions just to make sure they understood the video. Save that. Okay, that's our first stage of our activity. We've got the video just in there, it has a title, and then we've got the simple instructions for the teacher. Can minimise that. Okay, that's my first part of the activity, and if we look here you can see that the video has saved and it's ready to play. Okay.
On February 20.
Example. Okay, then if I click on development, I'm now on stage 2 of the activity, the next thing we're going to do. So here I've just clicked on a different website to find a short article on alternative diets, this particular one here. I'm going to choose this part of the article, copy it, go back into my activity. Now for the teacher, I'll say this is an article and the practice is listening. Listening practice for the student. We're going to read this to them. Listening practice. Cool. If I click down here, I can add my attachment, which is the article, and I'll give the article a name, which is, let's say, alternative diets article. That's what the student will see. And then if I go into tools and source code, I can copy from the website I've just copied it from. I can copy and paste it into this attachment. So if I paste it in there, there you go, that's ready. OK. I'll just need to add some spaces in here because that's just how it pastes in. So if I fiddle around with that a little bit, I can edit this text while it's in here. If I save that, I've now got the text ready. Just for quickness, I'm going to move on, but obviously this needs to be edited to make it a bit more user-friendly, a bit more readable. I'll probably put a picture in there too, but I'll show you how to do that next. So now we've got the article ready, I'll just give the teacher some instructions. So, attachment 1, read article. Just as another example again here, ask CCQs. Ask CCQs, keep it simple. And then when I read that article, I'll just pick out some CCQs just to make sure the students understand. So one of my questions could be, which diet is good for gaining weight? Let's pretend that's mentioned in there. Okay, and then maybe a couple of extra questions just related to that article. Now I can save that. Again, if I look in that article now, this is not ideal in its current state. There's too many words there, so I'll crop the words down a little bit. I want to add a picture in there as well. And also I'd want to highlight any interesting words that I choose for target language. I'd highlight that within the text. But that's okay for now, just as an example. Okay, cool. So that's the second part of our activity. Then if I go into my third part of my activity, where I'm going to add a table with describe the diet. This will be my next one. Describe the diet. Save that. I'll put the teacher's instructions in next. Now in this one, I want to add an attachment where I'm going to put some pictures. So give it a title for the attachment that the student will see, describe the diet. And then within this, I want to add a table. So if I go into table, it will allow me to add some pictures. So say I have this table, just for example, 4 squares. I'd put more, but just for now, this is fine. And then what I'm going to do, I want to insert some pictures. So I want this box to have a picture of a diet, and then here a question for the student, describe this diet. So say, for example, I go to get a picture online. I just Googled vegetarian. I found this picture. If I save this picture onto the system, vegetarian diets, fine, onto the desktop, save. Now to get that picture, I need to save it onto the Oxbridge system. So I click this little button here. This will allow me to save the picture onto the system. Okay, select desktop, picture vegetarian diets, save that, upload that onto the system and give it a title. Let's call that vegetarian. Save. Okay, now it's in the system. Now to get it onto the attachment, all I do, I can either press insert image here or click where I want it, and then from there I can add a picture. So if I, for example, I've clicked the cursor into this box. If I go into insert or add image, I can now take the pictures I've saved on the system. So vegetarian, it's just in there on the image list. I'll choose that, resize it to a reasonable size, click OK, and there it is. I can also change the size of that if I need to within this window. And then I might want to put in here a question. What kind of diet is this? Okay, and then I might want to add some more pictures into that with some different types of diets to encourage some free speech from the student. That's how I save my pictures. Okay, save. Now I'll just add in to the teacher's instructions what I want the teacher to actually do. So this one could be attachment 2, so our next attachment. Our students to describe each of the diets and their requirements. This will just encourage some free speech from them without any guidance from the teacher. Okay, save. Now we've got the 3 different stages of the activity: a video, an article, and some pictures. So now, save. Now from here, let's minimise all of these. Oh, why is this not saving? Okay, save. If that's not going to save now, I might have to refresh this window. Oh. Okay, if this happens, if it pauses, I just need to refresh this window. So let me just refresh it, and it will take me back. So now I've got the 3 stages of my activity. All I need to do is choose the target language that I want to add from the article, from the video. So now we want to give some teacher's instructions for our attachment with our pictures. We'd obviously have some more pictures here, maybe 6 different pictures with questions next to them to get the student talking about those pictures. So if we put a teacher's instruction in here to say we've got attachment 2, students to identify each diet and explain their specific requirements and benefits, for example. Okay, easy. Save that. So now we've got 3 different stages to our activity. Again, this is an example. There's some space here for some more questions. But we've got our video, which is first, and then some questions related to it. We've got our article in there with questions related to it. And now we've got an opportunity for some free speech describing each of these diets and the benefits of each of the diets that we choose. So now to finish the activity, we need a wrap up of what we've taught, what the structure is, or what target language we've picked out. So an example wrap up question could be, what diet involves eating high amounts of fat? Say, involves eating high amounts of fat, because I've chosen the Atkins diet, which is in the article, and the Atkins diet might go into target language. That's one of our diets we've chosen today. So the answer here for the teacher will be the Atkins diet, and that's the word we're trying to elicit. So, and then we'd ask a few more wrap-up questions related to the activity, but there's an example to get us started with our wrap-up. And then for target language, we go through the activity and choose the 6 to 8 words that we think is relevant for this level as good target language. So say, for example, one of the words I've chosen is vegetarian. Type the word in, and it's been put into the system before, so it's already available. If it's not available, it will ask us to add the word as a new word. So as it's already available, there's already a definition, an example, an image, and a listening. So it's easy, I can just add each of these in, just like this. But if I want to, if I need to, because there's no picture, I need to add a picture or a sound or an example, I just write it in here. So new example for this word, it's the same as what's there, but my best mate is a vegetarian. So that's the word in context. Save. And if there isn't a picture available, there is, we can find the picture online, like this one here, save that picture onto our system, vegetarian, cool, and then to upload that picture, we just select search, and then there's the picture, vegetarian. Upload that. Now, we don't need to save this to the system, it'll automatically do that when it comes to target language. Now the picture's there. Now we've got sounds already here.
Vegetarian.
Perfect, we can just add that in. If there's not a sound available, we can add it ourselves. So to do that, you can go on a website called Sound of Text. Here it is, Sound of Text. Type the word in, vegetarian. Press enter and it will give us a downloadable version of that word, vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
Perfect. We can save that. That saves that onto the system, onto our computer for us. Go back into the activity, and now to get that word, press the little plus, search, and then, where is it? Here we go, vegetarian diets J, no, we want the MP3, vegetarian MP3, save, upload, and now we've got our new sound saved, all complete. There's our first target language word in there. Okay, cool, that's our target language. That's the end of the activity. So, good luck creating your new activity.